Hi everyone, Joy here at the Gardener Center. Let me start off by saying I hope everyone made it through Ida okay. She came through here like, boy, she was angry, I have to say. But I hope everyone made it out safe and sound, and hope to see you soon. When we come back, we're going to talk a little bit about propagation and some materials that can help you propagate. So stay tuned. So let's talk a little bit about propagation and what is propagation. So propagation is basically like cloning your plant. Say your pothos is getting a little too long and leggy and you need to give it a haircut. Maybe you feel bad about throwing those cuttings away because you're like, oh no, I don't want to throw these away. They look so healthy and good. It's a great time to grab a propagation station, take that cutting, get it and put it in some water and watch it start to root. Say you have a friend that come over and says, oh my goodness, your ivy's so beautiful, you know, or your pothos is so gorgeous. I would love to have that, or I would love to have a clipping of that. You can share cuttings with your friends, grab a propagation station, get some water in there, and watch them start to root. What's great about these propagation stations, they come with this little cork holder on the top. So when you have your long cuttings, they're not flopping around all over the place. We have two different sizes. We have a small one and we have a large one. And the large one would be great for, say, Monstera decursiva cuttings. Or this girl has already done half the work for you. Philodendron Swiss cheese, already starting to have some roots on it. However, she's not quite ready to go into soil. She needs a little bit more time, which is why you're going to want to use the propagation station so when she can get ready to get planted. Some of them you'll have to be patient with. When you take your cuttings, it could take them 2 weeks, it could take them a month, it could take them a month and a half to get enough root structure to get into a soil. These guys have been in here for 2 weeks and we have a little bit of root structure showing, just tiny bit of roots. So it's kind of a fun thing to do. And the other great thing sometimes about propagation, wonder if you don't want to put it in a pot right away. They can actually live in these propagation stations with their roots continuously growing. But the most important thing to remember about that is they're not in a soil, so they need nutrition from somewhere. So you will have to fertilize the water if you're planning on leaving them in there as a display piece like that, like roots and water, which sometimes it looks really cool when the roots really start to take off and they wrap around inside the vase and there's all kinds of cool, it's pretty cool actually. But always remember to fertilize your water because they're not getting nutrition from anywhere else. No soil, no anything. So remember to fertilize. Now there's a couple different ways you can propagate. You can take long cuttings like I have here. Like I said, if you want to gift off to somebody, or if you want to wait till they root and add them to an existing plant. But say you want to start all over. You want to start from anew. That's when you start taking little cuttings, node cuttings. This is even a little bit too long. I would even cut off maybe a little bit of more of an inch. But this would be one single node. And one single node eventually will turn into a big full plant. As you see, I have these in a tray here in this medium, which we've just now brought into the store called Noot. It's a great product line. This I'm using here in this tray is a Noot rescue mix. It's made from coconut coir, which is the outside fibers of the husk of a coconut. It has some perlite mixed in there, and it has some Noot fertilizer in also. We'll talk about this in 1 second. If anybody wants to root succulents, I'm giving this a test run. And I'm gonna tell you right now, this Noot rescue mix is fabulous for rooting succulents. I mean, fabulous. You want to root your succulents? This is what you need to use. This is also a great mix if you've had root rot in any of your plants. This will salvage their roots. Why? Because the aeration in this is fantastic. And to come back from root rot, you need those roots to be really well aerated because they've been saturated and soggy for so long. And this is the thing you want to use. But as I was saying, succulents, Tradescantia, in here for less than a week. Look at her. Look at all that. Beautiful. We have string of fish hooks in here for less than a week. Unbelievable. I mean, I'm actually kind of shocked myself. So great, great, great for rooting succulents, salvaging some root rotted plants. And then there's also the Noot, the mix. The mix is more of a regular potting soil. I would suggest this for any plant that really likes to have aerated roots. Again, your succulents, you might even be able to do orchids with this, a nice aeration. Bromeliads would be great in here, nice aeration. Anything that's usually found maybe not so much in soil, roots are exposed. Your specialty philodendrons with all their aerial roots would love this. And then that brings me to the Noot liquid. I gave it a test run. Fabulous for specialty plants, specialty philodendrons, anybody who's fussy, marantas, calatheas, anybody who's dramatic and fussy like that. The Noot food, liquid food, is fantastic. Super organic, all organic, don't need much. It's 1 teaspoon per half a gallon of water, but I'll tell you, it goes a long way and it really makes a difference. Again, more specialty wise, you can use it on everything, of course, but big difference in those specialty plants and those fussy plants. So if you want to come by and talk about some propagation, you know where to find me, you know where to call me, and hope to see you soon, and call me with any questions that you have. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next week.